Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I know so many of you over on TikTok have been blowing up the comments asking for this, so today we're finally doing some customer reviews analysis for it. But before we dive into that, be sure to check out this exclusive discount available for it. You'll find it in the description and in the first comment under this video. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Starting things off, our first reviewer gives us their perspective.
This reviewer received their electric bike this morning, charged the battery, and is already quite impressed. It seems the battery arrived fully charged, but they topped it off just to be safe. So far, this client is really enjoying this bike, noting that it's precisely what they were looking for. They live in a hilly area where even a short ride on a regular bike can be exhausting. The assisted mode on this electric bike makes the experience much more enjoyable. A reviewer mentioned that they still get a good workout, often turning off the battery assist for most of the ride, only engaging it on the steeper inclines. In fact, they rode over 12 miles on the first day without even realizing it. The only reason for not giving a full 5-star rating stems from the inadequate instructions. This client feels they need a serious rewrite. The electric bike arrives mostly assembled, but the instructions aren't always consistent with the actual steps needed to finish the job. One particularly frustrating omission is how to turn on the front lamp. To save others time, the reviewer shared that you need to first ensure the battery and the electric bike are powered on, then press and hold the plus sign for 3 seconds until the light comes on. The same action turns it off. Another thing to be aware of is that in any mode, the assisted power kicks in as soon as you start pedaling. This can be a bit surprising at first, but you quickly get used to it. Finally, the meter operation, though mentioned, isn't well explained in the instructions. When you power on the bike, it defaults to the low assist setting. Pressing the plus sign increases the power to medium and then high. Pressing the minus button in the low setting turns off all the mode lights, taking the bike out of assisted power and making it fully electric. Other than the poor instructions, this client concludes that the bike itself is great.
Fantastic. Now, let's see what insights our next reviewer has to offer.
This reviewer wants to share their experience with this electric bike, and it's been a bit of a roller coaster. Initially, things weren't great. After just a couple of weeks, the control panel started acting up, causing the motor to fail. The reviewer found product support unhelpful, and returning the bike through Amazon seemed impossible due to exorbitant shipping costs. The initial advice was a strong do not buy. However, our reviewer has since updated their feedback. It seems both Amazon and the seller took notice and actively tried to resolve the issue. They're replacing the control panel, and the reviewer specifically recommends going through Amazon messaging for help, finding the seller much more responsive than going directly to the manufacturer. They also noted the bike itself feels sturdy and well built. Later on, the new part fixed the problem and the bike worked well. The seller even provided a partial refund for the inconvenience and covered all parts costs. However, the shipping delays from the parts warehouse were significant, taking over 2 weeks just to get the part out the door. Unfortunately, the story doesn't end there. About 5 months later, the bike broke again, with the motor failing once more. This time they replaced the main computer, a simple repair, but the part took over a month to arrive. While the bike is good when it's working, getting replacement parts in the US is slow. On the bright side, the service through Amazon Contact was fast and very helpful. The main issue remains the shipping delays. The service team has been great, responsive, and helpful. They even reached out to this client to advise that they are stocking parts now and will be able to ship repair and replacement parts quickly, which would resolve any previous issues. Overall, it is a high-quality built bike and a few electric control issues that have been resolved. The reviewer has advised to remember to go through Amazon messaging if any problems arise.
All right, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer already owned a pretty hefty e-bike, the kind that can really fly, but they were on the hunt for something lighter and more importantly foldable. Speed wasn't really the main concern this time around. The goal was portability, something that could easily squeeze into a compact car, and this scooter definitely delivered on that front. It's lightweight enough to be manageable and fits perfectly in their vehicle, even with some modifications to the car itself. The known speed limitation was something they were already prepared for, so no surprises there. Our reviewer did take off a star though due to the pedal assist feature. They found it a bit clunky. It takes a few rotations of the pedals before the motor kicks in, and when it does, it's a little jerky. This happens both when starting out and while already pedaling. Apparently you can avoid the jerkiness if you maintain a perfectly even pedaling rhythm, but this client prefers either turning the assist off entirely or just using the throttle. Despite that minor gripe, they absolutely love the overall look of the scooter. They've made a few personal modifications to it, but even straight out of the box, it's a good-looking machine. and most importantly, it does exactly what it was purchased to do. After owning it for a couple of months, they've concluded that if they had to make the purchase again, they absolutely would.
If this video helped you out, give it a like and hit subscribe for more. Got thoughts? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.